then just the learning objective, which is that you guys are going to be able to identify the different triangles and the corresponding angles. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing 3 triangles. You might notice something different, everything about them. Does anyone want to come up and tell me? Linda, thank you for volunteering.
These 2 sides are the same. These 3 sides are the same.
Perfect.
And none of those are the same.
Great. Okay, so going off of what Linda observed, does anyone want to just take a crazy guess as to what this triangle might be called?
I'm sure.
Okay, Ellie?
Like equal-sided triangle?
Okay, that's really close. It's actually called an equilateral triangle. And that was a really great guess because equal, is part of the name, meaning all the sides are equal, and lateral, the sides, right? So equilateral triangle. Does anyone want to take a crazy guess as to any of the other triangles?
I'm gonna try it.
Okay, go ahead.
Bilateral triangle. That's stupid.
Okay, class, settle down. First of all, that was a very intelligent and very educated guess, right? Because bilateral, 2 sides that are equal. And I want to remind you all about our community guidelines, being respectful of each other, right? We're in this learning space, and we're not only learning from me, but we're learning from each other. We have to be in this environment and uplift each other. So let us not have those kind of interruptions again, okay? Let's move on with the lesson. Okay, so you said bi-equilateral, right? Well, this is actually called isosceles. It's a crazy name, right? And that means that 2 sides are equal. This one, where it has, as Linda said, has no equal sides, is called scaling. And if y'all have trouble remembering this, we're going to go through a chat at the end of the lesson. Okay, so now we're moving on to angles. And just a refresher, angles are the space between 2 intersecting lines. So does anyone notice anything particular about these triangles? Like anything just right off the bat? Linda?
That one's really small, and that one's really big, and that one has a box.
Great. So you said this one's really small, right? And usually we associate cuteness with small. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this name. This is an acute triangle, right? Because all the angles are less than 90. All the angles are small. Less than 90. This you said it was big, right? So this angle is actually, and I kind of tried to erase that line, but this angle is more than 90 degrees. It's a big angle. It's called obtuse. And you can kind of think of obtuse sounds kind of like the word obstruct, right? And big things obstruct. They get in the way. And then you said this box. So this box actually is very significant. It signifies that this is exactly 90 degrees. So just to review, right triangle, 90 degrees, obtuse, more than 90 degrees, and then the other 2 are smaller than 90 degrees, and acute, all smaller than 90 degrees. So now I'm going to go through this chant to help you learn and memorize. So I'm going to say the first line and then you can repeat after me. Okay. And don't giggle, this is actually pretty helpful. You look at the sides, you look at the angles to determine the different triangles.
You look at the sides, you look at the angles to determine the different triangles.
Let me break it down. All equal sides is an equilateral.
All equal sides is an equilateral.
This equality is admirable.
This equality is admirable.
2 equal sides is an isosceles.
2 equal sides is an isosceles.
Remember that line to learn with ease.
Remember that line to learn with ease.
No equal sides is scalene.
No equal sides is scalene.
That triangle can sure cause a scene.
That triangle can sure cause a scene.
Triangles with angles less than 90.
Triangles with angles less than 90
are called acute, degrees so tiny.
Are called acute, degrees so tiny.
Triangle angles that are 91 and up.
Triangle angles that are 91 and up
are called obtuse, so big they can obstruct.
Are called obtuse, so big they can obstruct.
Your right triangle is exactly 90 degrees.
A right triangle is exactly 90 degrees.
If you learn this song, triangles will be a breeze.
If you learn